Hi everyone, my name is Joe Fernandez, and I'm a product manager in the AI Builder team. In the next few minutes, we're going to look at a demo that showcases some of the exciting new capabilities we're adding to AI Builder for intelligent document processing. Without further ado, let's jump right into the demo. For this demo, I'll be playing the role of a real estate agent in a company that manages properties. One of the tasks I have to do is that every time a new property is rented, I receive these rental agreements, like these ones, which are stored in this SharePoint folder. And then every time there's a new rental agreement, I need to open one by one, enter the data into this Excel file, and then also enter the data into this website. This takes me a significant time of my work during the month and is a repetitive and, quite frankly, a quite boring process. So let's see how we can automate this process using AI Builder and Power Automate. Here we are in the Explore page of AI Builder that we can find both in Power Automate as well as in Power Apps, and can filter down by the type of model as we saw at the beginning of the presentation. We also have helpful tutorials if you want to learn more about AI Builder or expand your knowledge on AI Builder, as well as use cases, videos, and customer use cases that you can use to get inspiration on how you can apply artificial intelligence in your business. Getting started is very simple. When I click on any of these tiles, for example here I'm looking at invoice processing, I get a description of what the model is able to do. I also see some examples, and I can even try for free my own examples. So let's try with one invoice of mine. Here I have uploaded an invoice that I have stored in my computer. The invoice is in Spanish, and we can see that it's able to extract all domain information from the invoice without having me to configure anything. It even does tables that span across multiple pages, and the local tax amount. This is a new announcement that we're excited to make. Now the pre-built invoice model not only supports invoices in English, but also in Dutch, French, German, Italian, Portuguese, as well as in Spanish, as we can see in this example. Okay, back to our use case of the rental agreements. We don't have a pre-built model for rental agreements, but that's not a problem because we can train our own custom model using document processing. Again, here we're welcome with a familiar experience that explains us what this model is about. And I click Get Started. And now we enter into a wizard experience, which is going to guide me step by step to build my very own custom model. The first thing that I need to pick is which type of document I want this model to learn about. It can be structured. So for example, an invoice, a sales order, or a tax form, where elements in the document are in known places. Or also unstructured, so things like contracts, statement of works, or resumes, where the information can be anywhere within a paragraph of text. Today we're excited to announce that now the custom document processing model is able to also handle unstructured documents in general availability. In this case, our rental agreements are unstructured, so I'm going to pick unstructured documents. In the next step, I need to define which information I want the model to automatically extract from the documents. In this case, I want to extract the landlord, the tenant, the address of the property, the amount of the rent per month, as well as I have an inventory list of everything in the property, and I want to extract all this information as well. So let's go ahead and define it. Let's start with the fields. Let's give the table a name, and I want to extract 3 columns: the description, the room, and the category of the item. All right, We've defined all the information we want the model to extract. Let's move to the next step. Here we need to upload sample documents so the AI model can learn about them. We just need to upload 5 sample documents to get started. Let's do that. Here I'm uploading 5 sample rental agreements from a local device. In the next step, AI Builder shows me these 5 sample documents that I have uploaded. And now what I need to do is I need to teach the model where to find the information that we've defined. And here we've also done a number of improvements. The first one is multi-line tagging. Let's say that we have this landlord here. It begins in one line and continues in another line. To tag it, now what I can do is I can start with the first part, indicate it's a landlord, continue with the second part, and I can say continue tagging landlord. And that way I'm able to tag fields that span across multiple lines. Let's do the same with the tenant, the monthly rent amount, and for the address I'm also going to leverage the new multi-line tagging. Now we also want to extract the inventory list, which is a table. And it's a table that spans across multiple pages. Now, with AI Builder document processing, we can also extract tables that span across more than one page. And tagging them is very simple. I start with the first page, indicate the separations between rows and columns, map each column, I can see a preview on how this table is going to be extracted, and I can indicate to continue tagging on the next page so the model will know how to extract multi-page tables. I'm now done tagging the first document. I can now go through the remaining documents and repeat the same process of tagging all the information. Once I've tagged all the documents, I'm presented with this summary page when I can review the details of the model. I can then go ahead and train my model. Once the model is trained, I go into the model's details page, and here I can do a number of things. First, I want to test how my model performs. So I'm going to use quick test and try with a document I did not use for training. I've uploaded a sample document from a local device, and I can see that all the information I care about is extracted with a high confidence score, including the multi-page inventory list, as we can see here. Another thing we can do in the details page of the model is share my model. Up until now, I could share my model to anybody in my organization so they could use it in an automation flow or in an application. Now we are excited to announce that I can also share my model with people in my organization as co-owners. This means that here, for example, I've shared my model with Lian, and she's going to be able to come into the model, edit the model, and improve the model, and help me tag more documents, for example. Or if I go on vacation, Lian will be able to make any changes in the model. And then an AI Builder model is only useful if I use it in an end-to-end automation. So let's automate the process we were discussing at the beginning of the demo. So I'm going to click on Use Model. We want to build an intelligent automation, and it's asking me where my documents are coming from. In this case, we are storing the rental agreements in a SharePoint folder. So let me pick SharePoint document library. This takes me to an end-to-end flow already set up for me. I just have to specify where the SharePoint folder is. The AI Builder action is already configured with the document processing model that we trained. And now The flow also includes a feedback loop section. We're excited to announce the new feedback loop feature for document processing models. How does it work? Now, your automation flows can define validation rules to decide whether the data extracted by the AI model is good for you or not. Here, for example, I'm defining that each field confidence score has to be at least 75%. If it is not, you can send the document to the AI Builder feedback loop queue, which will send the document to the model for retraining. When this flow runs, if a document doesn't meet one of the validation rules we've defined, it gets added to the feedback loop queue. Next time I edit the model, I will be able to add those flagged documents into the training set, and I can retrain the model with these documents so the AI model gets improved. If the document passes the validation rule that I've defined, I can then go ahead and push the data into Excel and into the website. For Excel, I'm going to select the Excel connector, add the row into a table, and I'm going to map the information extracted by the model into each column. To push the data into the website, I've built a desktop flow using ProAutomate Desktop. So I'm going to call it from this flow. Okay, our automation flow is now ready. Let's save it and test it. I've added a new rental agreement into the SharePoint folder, and now our automation flow gets triggered, extracts the data using the AI Builder document processing model that we've trained. The data is inserted into the Excel file, and then a desktop flow automatically enters the data for me into the website. And there we have it. We've seen how in a matter of minutes, we've been able to automate a very manual process with ProAutomate and the power of artificial intelligence through AI Builder. Let's recap the main announcements we've talked about. First, the out-of-the-box invoice processing model now supports more languages. Then we've also seen how the custom model can now extract data from unstructured documents, now in general availability. We've also seen how we can now tag multi-line fields, as well as tag and extract tables that span across multiple pages. We've also seen how we can now share our models with more people in the organization with owner rights, meaning that they can help collaborate with us in the model. And last but not least, we've looked at feedback loop, which we can use to improve the model over time. I hope you find these features helpful, and please do let us know if you have any feedback.